Welcome to another episode of Business Highlight. My name is Pedro Heizer, and I'm the managing editor of the Boca Raton Tribune, and I'm excited today to be with Karl Bublitz from the Seagate in Delray Beach. Karl, how are you?
Pedro, I'm doing great. How are you on this Friday?
I'm doing good, doing good. Before we get started, I just want to remind everyone to follow the Boca Tribune on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. It's all Boca Tribune. We have a lot of shows that come out every day. And so that if that's something that you guys are interested in, more than welcome to go follow, hit that follow button. And if they find this stuff interesting, if you find this video interesting to anybody else, just go ahead and share this with your friends. But Karl, so tell me a little bit about yourself. I hear that you're new to the area. How did you get here? How did this whole role with the Seagate come to be? And where did you come from?
Sure. So I've had the great fortune of being in South Florida the better part of the last 30 years, mostly and really exclusively on the West Coast until I started here in Delray on May 15th with the Seagate Club. So
Wow.
it's great to be on the East Coast. I'm originally from the great state of Michigan.
Okay.
And got into the golf business in Michigan, and then started doing the north-south trek, north in the summer and south in the winter, and then and really have been here the better part of the last 30 years. So most recent stint was 16 years in Naples, and then again May 15th we started here with Seagate.
Wow. So how did your position at the Seagate come to be, and what is it exactly that you do at the Seagate?
Sure. So we are going through what we like to call a rebirth at the Seagate. The Seagate clubs are comprised of the Country Club, which is located in the Hamlet on Atlantic Avenue.
Nice.
We have the Seagate Beach Club, which is, of course, down in the Atlantic Ocean, which just off of Atlantic Avenue. And then we have the Seagate Yacht Club, which is in that neighborhood as well. The Seagate Hotel. I'm not responsible for the hotel, but it is a part of our resort package. Mm-hmm. And so I had the good fortune of a headhunter reaching out to me, indicating that the Seagate was going to go through this rebirth, meaning they really want to elevate their product. They want to create and be the best of what Delray has to offer. Right, and so after kind of going through those discussions with the principals of the Seagate, it seemed like it'd be a great fit and a tremendous opportunity for myself and my family. So that's what got us here.
Nice. So general manager of clubs at the Seagate. What exactly does that entail?
Yeah, right.
At first I thought you're just general manager of a Seagate, but then I was told that no, it's manager of clubs. So what does that exactly mean?
Yeah, so I'm responsible with Seagate. We have, like I indicated, the hotel, and then we have some other amenities. So my responsibilities fall in the private club arena. So the Country Club has an 18-hole Joe Lee golf course, and we have a fitness center. We have tennis. We have a clubhouse with food and beverage activity, and a great spot to have a wedding or a bar mitzvah or whatever large event when we can start having large events again, right? When, God willing, that soon. So the Country Club has those amenities. It's a beautiful spot, a great spot, and we're doing an awful lot of work this summer to begin the elevation of that product. The Beach Club, which is really unbelievable, sits on the beach there, just off of the Atlantic Avenue, and so I'm responsible to make certain that that's functioning well with a great food and beverage program and great service on the beach. We got a pool area as well, so we try to do events there also. Again, when you can start having events, and then the Yacht Club, which is separate from the Country Club and the Beach Club, but we have 44 slips on the intercoastal, and anywhere from 40 to 120 feet for the size of the boats, and that's a great little spot as well.
That's awesome. So how did you decide to get into the country club and golf operations business? Was that something that as a kid just said, "Hey, I want to do that," or did that just come about? And
Yeah, my parents definitely thought I was nuts. I played golf as a kid and through high school and in college, and when I was at Western Michigan University, they had actually dropped the golf team when I was there, and it probably had something to do with me, but I don't know that for sure. They dropped the golf team, but I stayed at the university and I missed golf, and so I took advantage of an opportunity. One of the summer semesters I was there, and I started working at a club in the area, and I had never done that before, and I really enjoyed it.
Mhm.
And so one thing led to another. And after school, I took advantage of getting involved in the game and of club life and diving into managing clubs. And I've never regretted it. Never looked back. Actually, I feel that it has given me some opportunities that certainly I never would have dreamed I'd have the opportunity to experience. And so it's been a tremendous life, and I look forward to each and every day.
Yeah, do you think that playing golf as in high school and college, like you said, helped you get where you are today and help you like understand better what that process would look like?
Yeah, this isn't always the case, but in the situations I've been in, golf has been king, quote unquote, at the club. And so as a result, golf being the most important amenity at the places that I've been,
Mhm.
uh, I've been able to get involved in management opportunities that, had I been at other facilities, might not have given me the same opportunities, might not have given me the same education, might
Right.
not have, enriched my work life as much as the opportunities that I've had.
So let's talk about the Seagate for a little bit. The golf course, from what I was told, expands over 300 acres across Delray Beach, and you manage that whole thing.
Right.
How does have well, throughout the years you've probably learned a lot of tips and trades throughout that process to figure out how to manage such a large location. How what has some of those tips and tricks have been?
Yeah, so just like every other business, right? You got to have great people, and so that's really the most important part of what I do. I need to hire great leaders so that they can, if they're leading agronomy, they can make certain that our conditions on our course and around the clubhouse from a landscaping standpoint are outstanding. If they're leading food and beverage, they're equipping themselves with great culinarians, great service team staff. If it's golf, making certain that we have all the programs in place from instruction to tournament operations, retail. So hiring great leaders is the only way to be successful in this game, just like every other business.
Yeah, guys, we're talking to Karl Bublitz from the Seagate in Delray. If you're interested in checking out the Seagate, their website is seagatedelray.com. Like he said, there's a bunch of different places that you can go within the Seagate family kind of thing. You got the golf club, the country club, the hotel, etc. But yeah, so Karl, I was doing some research and I saw that you are the current president of South Florida PGA.
Yes.
How did that happen? Because you said you just got here in May. How did that happen, first of all? And how does that help you with your position at Seagate?
Sure. Well, again, I've been involved in golf in South Florida for an awful long time, and I'm old. Pedro, just face it, I'm old. So when you're old, they start giving you titles and things just to kind of give you the opportunity to bloviate and make it sound like you know what you're talking about, right? So hence I was voted in as the president of the South Florida PGA, but I have really been honored to have held that role now for a year, and I have one more year to serve. Um, we have the South Florida PGA, little plug here. We have 1,800 members and associates here in South Florida.
Wow.
Some of the most talented individuals in the country in the golf business. We are the second largest section in the country to the Carolina section, and so we touch an awful lot of the community here in South Florida. from our junior programming to our foundation with some of our programs there, PGA Hope and some other veteran affair opportunities, and so I'm seriously really proud of been given the opportunity, and I feel very fortunate to be a part of it. It has really helped here recently too, because our headquarters is located in Palm Beach County, in Atlantis, and with the whole COVID-19 situation and the restrictions that we're all putting ourselves under, and
Right.
for the safety of everybody, it's been nice to be close to the front line here, so that I've been able to communicate and help those that have needed some direction, just with what to do and to be safe, and how can we possibly get through this, and so getting through it together has really been beneficial.
Man, talking about COVID-19, it's like the elephant in the room, right? You cannot talk about it.
Right.
Golf, I feel like the only two sports that are very social distancing are golf and baseball. But you do golf. And so like, how has this pandemic affected the country club or even, the golf industry as a whole?
Yeah. So golf industry as a whole, golf is up. Right, and that's across the country, and as everybody has read the past number of years, golf has plateaued. It's flattened out. It hasn't been in a growth period at all, and if anything, it's been on a decline. But because this is one of the things that you can do, our activity level here at the Seagate and really across the country is up as a result. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. I hope that continues. I hope that we've been able to get enough people interested that they stick with it. Obviously, not everybody will, but if we can keep 50% or 40% or whatever that number is of those that are participating now that hadn't participated, then that's certainly a win for golf. And yeah, it's been great at the Seagate. Our summer numbers are what they've never been, and everybody has kind of felt that across the area.
Wow. Yeah. I want to touching a little bit, because you mentioned about golf as a whole. I've always wondered. So since you're here and you're a golf professional, pretty much, what makes golf such a good sport to play, and why do you think it gets a bad rap?
I think we'll start with the bad rap, right? I think there's a couple of things. Number one, it's always been looked upon as elitist. Right, only those that had money and as a result could afford some time were able to play it. But with the I would say almost again the rebirth of the game and so many juniors getting involved, and it is a tremendous way to spend 4 hours outside. In some friendly competition for the most part, right? And it's something that you can do for a lifetime. You can start it at 6 years of age and play it until you're 96, right? And so that being a lifetime sport or activity, however you look at it, is I think really separates golf from many of the other things that you could do. Families getting together again when you can play it across generations. I've had the good fortune of playing with my son and his grandfather, right, at the same time, and families are doing this all over the country and all over the world, and you can't say that with many activities, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool. So switching gears a little bit back to what you do at the Seagate.
Sure.
What is your favorite part of the day at the office? And since you are doing all the golf, the country club part of the things, how much time do you spend outside?
Yeah. So my favorite piece of each day are people, right? I'm in this business because it's a people business, and so if it's my teammates, being involved with them, if it's a mentoring situation or helping them with it, whatever they need assistance with, I love doing that. I also, of course, I love being with our members and our guests, and so it's again a little more challenging right now with our environment and with masks and social distancing and all of the things that we're doing to keep each other safe.
Right.
But really, that's what I enjoy most. I love being around people, getting to know them, what makes them tick, and how we can make their experience better here at the Seagate.
Mm-hmm. And so, how much time do you spend outside? A lot?
Not enough, not nearly enough. I do make as much time as I possibly can, though, to get on the golf course and see how we're doing out there agronomically, making certain that it's the experience we want to deliver, and being with the members and guests in the cart staging area and anywhere I can be outside, I try to be. But unfortunately, it's a small part of my day.
Yeah. So, because you're doing a lot of the golf, because you're doing the golf part of the country club. Because this is Florida, when it's downpouring and it's raining and it's horrible outside, like it's been the last couple of weeks, what happens? What do you do? And like, what does the country club look like then?
Fortunately, I started May 15th. So almost at the rainy season beginning, right? And so there's a lot of rainy day opportunities right now, and I need that right at the moment because we're going through this rebirth at the Seagate.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my head down. We're doing a ton of business planning and strategic planning, and really positioning ourselves to be the next great hospitality player in the area. And so we're hiring some great leaders. We're doing all of the things necessary to position ourselves that we are going to be all that is great in Delray, and we want to attract as many people that are interested in having that lifestyle. So that's really what I'm doing when I'm not outside and when it's raining. So.
Talking a little bit about you now, besides working at the Seagate, and playing golf and being the president of the South Florida PGA, are there any other community organizations that you might volunteer for?
There will be. I've got a real big spot in my heart for those that are, made the ultimate sacrifice in those families for our country, and those that put themselves in harm's way every day, so that we can go to sleep under the blanket of freedom that we get to enjoy here in the United States. And so I definitely will be involved in some of those organizations. I've been a Folds of Honor supporter for quite a while, and anything veteran related, I'm very much a big cheerleader for.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So you've been here since May. You said you moved down to Delray in May. What has been your favorite part of living in the Delray Beach, Boca Raton area, and how does that what's to you the biggest difference between Naples and here?
Oh, that's a great question. I love both areas, right? But I
know everyone says that
they're very different.
Yeah, for sure.
So the Delray, Southeast Florida area has so much to offer, because of the size and the number of people and the number of treasures that everybody has. There's just so much more that you can get involved in here. The West Coast has those same things, but not nearly in the quantity that you see here. I love the landscape. Just the East Coast to the West Coast is different. The beaches are awesome. I'm not a real beach guy. I'm not going to hang out on the beach, right? But I love the way it's landscaped, and it's just a little more natural, maybe than the West Coast is. Maybe a little bit more contrived at times. I love the breeze that you get here all the time. It's pretty stagnant on the Gulf, and so it's different. And we really, my wife and family and I, we really like so far what we've been involved in and what we've seen, and it's interesting whenever you're moving, but this has been a great move for us so far.
Yeah, guys, again, we're talking with Karl from the Seagate in Delray Beach. If you guys are interested in reaching out to them and seeing all they have to offer, their website is seagatedelray.com. Karl, as we start winding down here, I asked a question to everyone that comes on the show since I started the show that I think is interesting, and I think people can, if they can get a takeaway from this video, if they can get one thing, I always hope it's this part. So if you could give your, if you could give some wisdom to the younger audience out there who's trying to figure out what they want to do with their life, or what to do, especially now during this COVID crisis, or are interested in the sports and in hospitality industry, what would be that advice you'd give them to move forward?
Gosh, there's a lot of it, right? Again, when you're old, you tend to kind of reflect back on all the decisions you've made, and good ones, bad ones, but they've all gotten you to where you are today, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for the youth, I always say, if you can go to work every day, and typically most of us need to go to work every day. If you can go to work every day, and you really enjoy what you do, it's your passion, it's something that that you can see yourself doing every day for the rest of your life, well, then you're really not going to work, right? You're doing something that you love, you're doing something that you want to spend your time at. And so if you're passionate about food and beverage, and you just love to cook and you love to be immersed in that, well, find your way into that part of the industry, right? And if you're a golf fanatic like I was when I was young, there's plenty of opportunities to provide you and your family with a tremendous life, right? Where you get to touch an awful lot of people, and just do things that you may never thought you had the opportunity to do.
Mm-hmm.
Same with tennis, same with fitness. Anytime you get yourself involved in hospitality, you're dealing with people, you're learning. It's a great way to spend your life.
Awesome. That's great. That's some great advice for people listening, and I really appreciate it. Again, guys, talking with Karl from the Seagate Hotel. If you're interested in reaching out to them and figuring and seeing all they have to offer, their website is seagatedelray.com. Karl, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to chat with us and give us some information on Seagate and just you in general.
Pedro, I really appreciate it. This has been great. It's been nice to meet you, and for the viewers out there, anybody interested in hearing what we have to offer, please don't hesitate to be in touch with us. We've got a lot of exciting things happening, and I think you'd like what you see. Yeah,
check out their website, seagatedelray.com, and go to their contact tab and reach out and figure out everything they have to offer. From listening to Karl today, it just seems really exciting, and so if you want to do it, you have to go do it. But Karl, thank you again so much for coming on, and we'll be in touch.
Pedro, thank you so much. Take care. Have a great weekend.
You too. Take care.
Thanks.
All right, guys. That's going to wrap up another episode of Business Highlight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, don't forget, if you enjoyed the show, share it with your friends on social media. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and all the other social media networks that we have. We will be back next week. And until then, take care.